first thing you need to do is you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website. Once you're on the website, you need to select math as your subject. This is a grade 6 lesson, grade 6, and the name of the topic is two-dimensional figures. The word shape is usually used for closed shapes, right? When there are at least 3 lines and the shape is closed. Figures and shapes can be interrelated and they are almost the same shapes, but we are using the word figures over here. I'll give you the chapter number and the lesson number. The chapter number is 30 and the lesson number is 12. Chapter number 30 and lesson number 12. The name of the lesson is Name the Angles, okay, or Naming Angles. So let's go. Hi, Bradley. Welcome to the class. Okay. So the first question says, let's look at the first question. Okay. In the first question, what is given to us is a shape over here, right? In this shape, what we need to do is we need to look at the angle that has been given to us. And we need to write which angle is it, right? See, there are 3 alphabets over here, D, B, and C, right? So we can write B, C, D. We look at all the arrangements, right? We can write C, B, D, or we can write C, D, and B, right? What we need to see is, where is this angle made? This is at point B. So we cannot take this, the point B has to be in the middle, okay? A point is also known as a vertex, okay? A point, the point B or the vertex B has to be in the middle. Therefore, we cannot say that this can be the answer, this cannot be the answer. But this angle can be labeled by, it can be labeled by C, B, and D. Okay, so whenever you see C, B, and D, we would know that we need to find the middle angle, that is the angle B. Okay, sometimes the same thing can also be written as C, B, and D. We make a small caps on B, the middle value, okay, because this was C, B, and D, right? So we just need to define which angle are we trying to find, okay? The point that we are trying to find, the angle B, would always come in the middle, okay? Do we agree? Hi, Ashik, welcome. Okay, let's have a look at another question. The next question says, look at the angle in the given diagram or in the given figure and let's see which angle is. Hi, Krinsley. Okay, if this was the given question to us, this is our question number 2. In question number 2, we need to define which angle exactly we need to find, right? So we can see 3 alphabets over here. Okay, can you not hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, my headphone is working fine. It shows over here. Ashik, can you hear me now? Okay, it's okay. Maybe connectivity issues, okay? Thank you. See, we have 3 alphabets, that is H, G, and F, right? So what we can say is, What is the angle that we need to find? We need to find the angle G, right? So we can write F G H, right? We can say we need to find the angle G, which can also be written as F G and H, but this time we make a small caps on it, right? Thank you so much. It might be. Let him log in again. So whichever angle we are trying to find, we write that angle in the middle. Okay. But if I would write this as, this is a correct answer, right? But can I write this as G, F, or H? It's incorrect. Why? Because we don't need to find the angle F. We need to find the angle G over here, right? So G has to come in the middle. So whichever angle we are trying to find has to come in the middle. Agreed? Okay, let's have a look at another question. Right now, we are not looking at whether the angle is an acute, obtuse, or right angle. We are just looking at when the shapes would be given to us, how can we identify which angle needs to be found? Okay, in this given question, it says, question number 3, this is J, I, and H. Okay, so it's good. Thank you. So what angle should it be? Can anyone help me out? The angle was made on I. That means I should be in the middle, right? We can write H, I, J, or we can also write J, I, and H. The most important thing for us is the angle that needs to be found, or the angle that is highlighted, has to be in the middle. Okay? Do we agree? Thank you. Okay, moving ahead to the next question. So the next question says, okay, J-I-H, perfect. Okay, one more thing you need to remember. Princely, you wrote in small letters, right? J-I-H. The angles would always be written in capital. The angles would always be written in capital alphabets, right? It has to be capital. It has to be J-I-H in capital. You did not see me writing it like this, right? I did not write in small alphabet. It has to be in capital alphabets. Agreed? Okay. Let's move ahead. Let's look at the next question. The next question says, question number 4, it says, thank you, Princely. Okay. Let's see what can be the answer over here. We have D, E, and F. So can I say D, E, F is my answer? Because since we had to find the angle D, this would not be possible because D has to come in the middle. Yes, perfect. You can write F, D, E, right? Or you can also write E, D, F. It doesn't make a difference because in both of these cases, it shows us that the angle D is in the middle. Okay. Why, Ashik? No. You said a no. Why? Can I have the reason? See, whenever we are trying to find an angle is made between two lines, right? So can I write this? An angle is formed between, two intersecting lines, right? Because the lines need to intersect. So the common point will be the angle. See, if I would say, if I had the first line that was DE, right? This was the first line. And let's suppose we had another line that was DF. So what is the common point in these two where the lines are intersect? Oh, okay. The D has to be in the middle. Right. Thank you, Ashik. Thank you, Osman. See, what we can see is the common point was D, where the lines were intersecting. Therefore, D has to be in the middle. Agreed? Moving ahead to the next question. Question number 5. I'm supposed to do this question. Sorry, Daniel. I would have done that. I think you need to go to the website and request for a class for probability, right? A specific class. This is a sequential class. I have to go with the lesson that's next in the plan. Okay. It's an easy topic, but still you need to go to the website or you go to YouTube, you can find the lesson over there. Just revise it through that, okay? So in this case, what we say is we have a W, X is the common, and V. So we can say W, X, V can be the correct answer, or V, X, W. They both would be perfectly correct because they're meeting the requirement that the X has to be in the middle. This vertex X, this point X, right? I told you. Okay. Either of them would be correct. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ashik. Moving ahead to the next. Later on, we would see maybe if we have a triangle, if we have a square, rectangle, any shape, then we'll see how to identify. Yes, thank you, Ashik. Yes, as long as the given vertex is in the center. Okay. For question number 6, it says if we have the alphabets U, T, and V. So the vertex that's required, the point that is required, or the angle that is required is T. So we can write U, T, V. Okay. UTV. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you, Osman, for correcting. Angle is always given in capital, right? Or VTU. Okay. No, brightly, there is no W in that. WTV, it has to be VT. We do not have a W in this, right? This is simply a U. Okay, let's see the next question. irrespective of what the shape of the angle is, right? It could be acute, obtuse. Okay, I'll make up a question. It's okay. Okay. Sorry. It's okay, Brightly. Okay. Let's do it together, right? I will also stop giving the answers early. I'll give you people time to do it, then I'll confirm with you. For question number 7, the labelings are S, R, and T. It's okay, Ashik. It's okay, Princely. Thank you, Osman. Okay, let's find the answers for this. The common vertex for this would be what we can see is we have two lines. If we have two lines which were intersecting, the lines would be intersecting at the point R. Perfect. Perfect, right? It would be intersecting at point R. That means it could be S, R, T or T, R, S. Okay. Okay. S, R, T, T, R. Okay, perfect. Okay. Let's move ahead to the next question. I'll try to introduce some shapes also in this, right? I will make the questions a little more difficult at the end, and we would try to find the acute, obtuse, Buell's angles also. Okay? It's okay, it's okay. Let's focus. Okay. This would be the next question, would be question number 8. For question number 8, anyone can answer, right? It's not a fixed thing. A, C, and B. So if we have A, C, and B, and we find this vertex, vertex C, that means, yes, perfect, Rinsley. That means C has to be in the middle, right? So we can say ACB, or we can say BCA. But our requirement is to keep the point C in the middle. Yes. In capital. Yes, perfect, Ashik. Osman, we never write in small alphabets, right? Okay, Usman. Okay. So we write it as capital alphabets, because small alphabets, when you will move on further with this topic, the small alphabets would represent the lens, and the capital alphabets would represent the vertices. Vertices are the points, right? Or the angles. So the angles have to be in capital letters. Okay, perfect. Thank you. For the next question, it says, look at the angle. Okay. I will write an answer. Please tell me. No, lowercase. We do not write in lowercase. We use the uppercase. Okay? It's okay. We use the uppercase for the angles. I use the word capital. It's uppercase. Okay? Thank you. Question number 9. Question number 9 would be, it's okay, uppercase. Perfect. What about question number 9? I'm waiting for you people. This is I, K, and J. So sorry. Would my answer be correct? I, K, J. Is it correct? Is my answer correct or incorrect? It's fine, Prinsley. He corrected that, right? Is my answer correct? My question is, I wrote IKJ. Would that be correct? Perfect. Why? Because K cannot be in the center. So it's incorrect. And the correct was the answer that you people gave. I, J, K, or K, J, and I. Either ways, it would be correct. Okay. Thank you. Moving ahead, we look at this angle and we see that whether this angle is correct or not. Okay, question number 10. And question number 10 tells us that we are given a shape where we have U, T, S, right? Yes, in the middle. It's okay, Usman. They're helping you out also, right? They stop giving the answer for you. Let them explain. Perfect, right? I at my end try to repeat it because so that for those people who join in late, they will also know again, right? So we have STU over here. Perfect. We can write U, ST, because S has to be in the middle, or TSU. The second option, if I would write TUS or UTS, these two would be incorrect because U cannot be in the middle, T cannot be in the middle. But this would be perfectly correct. Thank you. Moving ahead. Okay. Now let's revise something, okay? Because I want to use these questions. Okay. We know that an acute angle, okay, an acute angle is an angle between 0 and 90 degrees, right? And let's look at the shape of an acute. What could be the shape of an acute? This can be a shape of acute, right? We can say this angle was acute just by studying the diagram, right? The next one would be obtuse. And we know that the obtuse angle is from 90, between 90 and 180. Agreed? It cannot be 90. So when we say we have an obtuse angle, we can say that the angle could be in this form. It has to be more than 90, right? We can say this is obtuse. Okay. Okay, let's see. We would have basically 4 types of angles. Acute, obtuse, and 2 more types. Let's say right angle. The angle has to be perfect 90, right? Whenever the angle is perfect 90, we say it is a right angle. Agreed? So if the angle is 90, we denote it, we represent it by a box angle. Okay, that would be 90 degrees. Yes, perfect. You also, there is a straight line. And the last one would be a straight line. A straight line has to be perfect 180. It cannot be more, it cannot be less. That means if we have a straight line, the angle on this line, if we mark this point, has to be 180. Okay, so if we can recall these four scenarios where we have these where we have these four lines, right? Let's look at how we can use these four angles, right? How they can give these four angles to us in a question. Okay, we would be doing question number 11. Let's make a question number 11 and let's say find the missing angle. Okay, if I would say, if I have a shape over here, this and this, okay, if I have a triangle and they are saying that it is labeled as A, B and C. Okay, I'll start off with the basic, very easy ones. Okay, so if I say this angle was given as 97, okay, and the angle, this is okay. Rather than writing this, I'll change the information. Okay, I would say if, for the given information, if ABC is equals to 97, okay, I'm not marking it on the diagram yet, and the angle BCA is 31. Find the angle BAC, right? If this is the information that has been provided to us, let's see how it can be used. In the question, if they are saying is, if the two angles are given to us, right? So what does ABC means? B in the middle, right? That means B should be 97. Agreed? Because we always say that the vertex in the middle would represent the angle. Agreed? Do we agree till here? Yes or no? Any questions up till now? Do we agree? Can I have an okay? Or if there is any question, can you just put up the question? If two angles were given to us and it says if ABC is equals to 97, that means the angle, the alphabet in the middle would, the vertex in the middle, that is B, will represent 97. Similarly, this was B, C, and A. This is given as 31. Okay, thank you so much. That means C, angle C is given as 31 degrees, right? Perfect. Okay, thank you. What we need to find is, we need to find BAC. We have to find this angle. Okay, can anyone help me out? How can we find this missing angle? How can I find this missing angle? If anyone can help me out. Yes, perfect. How 52? How did you find your answer? The reason, I need the reason, the logic, right? Your answer is perfect. Yes, BAC is 52 degrees. But if someone would, yes, your answer is perfect, Prithvi and Quinn. See, we are looking here at the logic, right? So if I would say, thank you, Ashik. I'm just giving you the reason, right? If people would remember this reason, they will always know Kingsley. What we say is sum of all angles in a triangle, right? There are three sides, is always 180. This was the logic. Yes, perfect. If we can remember this statement, then we, Kingsley, if we can remember this statement for any given triangle, then we can always solve the question, right? So can I write angle A plus the angle B plus the angle C should be equals to 180? Perfect. Thank you, Quinn. Right? Okay. We need to find angle A. We leave it as A. We know the angle B, that was 97. We always put a dot that shows the angle. Plus C. C was 31. Should be equals to 180. And we can say A plus 97 plus 31 is 128. 97 plus 31, 128. Should be 180. When we subtract, A would be 180 minus 128, and A comes out to be 52 degrees, right? So we can say the answer for A is 52 degrees. So what we saw over here was, that the labelings were not done on the diagram. We did the labelings ourselves because we now know that how to represent it on a vertex, right? Perfect. No, Nathan. Okay, let's try another question. Question number 12. But this time I would try this question with four-sided shape. Okay. If we have a four-sided shape, it doesn't have to be a square. It can be any quadrilateral, right? If we have this shape, if I label this as A, B, C, and D, the given information in the question is if B, C, D is 60 degrees. Yeah. If BCD is 60, CDA is 95. Okay. And the third angle, that is ABC, is, let's suppose if I would take 95 plus 60, okay, is 105. Okay. We need to find DAB. We need to find this angle. Okay. So as per the given question, we know that the angle C would be 60, right? Because it's in the middle. C is 60. What about the next angle? D is given to us also. CDA, 95. Then we have A, B, and C. That was 105, right? So A, B, and C, this was 105. and we needed to find the angle A. So how can we find the angle A? Keeping in mind that this is not a triangle, right? We know for a triangle, the sum of all the angles inside the triangle is always 180, right? But in a four-sided shape, in a quadrilateral, what should be the sum of all the angles? Sorry, if we have to find angle A, we can say the sum of all angles in a quadrilateral. A quadrilateral is a shape with four sides, okay, is always 360. We need to remember this. A shape with three sides will have a sum of 180. A shape which has four sides, the sum of interior angles would always be 360. We've studied this in polygons, right? In a previous lessons, we have gone through how to find the sum of the angles, okay? So in this case, can we say that when we add all the angles together, angle A plus the angle B plus the angle C, the second part is easy for us, right? Because the most important was how to label the diagram. The diagram was not labeled for us, okay? That means D should be equals to 360. Do we agree? What is the angle A? We need to find angle A. The value of B is given as, where is the angle B? This is the angle B given to us, right? A, B, and C, because B was in the center, that means the vertex B is given, that is 105. The angle C, this is BCD, that defines that C is in the middle. That means 60 degrees plus the angle D, CDA will give us the angle D, that is 95, should be equals to 360. We can write this as A plus, we add these three numbers together. 105 plus 95 is 200. 200 plus 60 is 260. Should be equals to 360. And we can say A comes out to be 360 minus 260. And angle A can be written as 100. Or we can also write this as BAD, the vertex, or DAB, right? Either ways, it would be correct. DAB. It would be the correct answer. That is 100 degrees. Do we agree on that? So now we know that if a diagram is not labeled for us, only the vertices are given to us. So we know that the middle alphabet would represent the given angle, okay? So let's try to do some questions from the test. Let's see. These were question number 11 and question number 12 are the extensions of the question, right? So from the previous lessons, I merged the topics and we try to do the extensions, okay? So let's do the test and let's see what are the possibilities. Just a moment, please. Grade 6, 3012. Grade 6, chapter number 30 and lesson number 12. So let's go, let's begin. I would start off with the test. Very simple topic. So the heading would be the test. And the first question, I'll post down the first question. If it says, look at this angle and tell me, and we need to tell which angle is it, okay? You're welcome, Brightly. Please do complete the questions later, okay? Thank you. Question number 1. This is part A, option A and option B. Okay, let's look at this question. Can anyone give me the answer? What should be the correct answer? Yes, A, C, B. Perfect. Why? Because C has to be in the middle. Thank you, Princely. Because C was in the middle. Okay. Looking ahead at the next question. For the next question, it says, only 10 questions. We'll try to complete the test with over here only, right? Very easy questions. For the next question, it says, look at the angle and give the options, okay? This is our question number 2. Can I have the answers quickly? Option A or option B, or you can simply write the angle. You can see B, D, and C. A, C. Okay. So we can see B is in the middle, right? Perfect. If B is in the middle, Osman, what should be the answer? If B was in the middle, we can see here D is in the middle and here B is in the middle. So we cannot have this. It would be C, B, D, right? Okay, thank you. Let's have a look again. B was in the middle, so we point that out. We mark that vertex. Okay. Look, let's have a look at the next question, question number 3. The question number 3 says, if this was a diagram given to us for question number 3, and these are the two options, and the labelings were U, T, and V. So which option should be correct? Because the common point was, we look at the point of intersection of the two lines, right? So we can say that the common point is, what is the common point? The common point was T. See, yes, perfect. So anything with T in the middle would represent the answer. But V and U is also very important, right? We cannot have any other alphabet over here. Question number 4. And question number 4 says, these are the two given options for us. What is the common point or the point of intersection? What should be the answer for question number 4? Yes, thank you. Since X is in the middle, right? X is the common point. And or we can say X is the point of intersection. Agreed? Yes, right. Then we look at this with X over here because X is the common point. Perfect. Okay. One more, please. Let's do one more. For question number 5, it says we have two options given to us. We have HJI and JIH. What is the common point? Osman, what is the common point? This is HJI or JIH. So what is the common point we have? Yes, I is the common point. And we look at which one has I. We write the I, okay? Please do complete the remaining questions, okay? Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Take care. Bye.